Ladies and gentlemen, footballers all over the world, wherever you are, welcome to another segment of 12 Keys to Unlock Your Professional Football Career. Yeah, like I told you, there is always something for you to learn from this book. It doesn't matter your profession, but because most footballers don't read, this is why this information is gathered into this place for footballers to read. The last time we spoke, we're still on key number one. And the key number one that we talked about is seeing the picture of your future as a footballer before you start it. And we're on the second part of this explanation. I said, how can you see as a footballer? How can we see? My sincere advice and prayer for you as a person is that you will stop the negative way of constructing the future frame of your real you. What is a real you? And go back to the drawing board with a solid blueprint that will lead you where you want to be in life through the vision and goal setting in your spirit for a purpose-fulfilling life. Lastly, it is my wish for you as a footballer to emulate Christ Jesus according to Luke chapter 13 verse 30 to 33, of whom the Pharisees thought they wanted to help him to escape the saying. They said, you need to get out of here because King Herod is looking for you to kill you. But Jesus answered them and said, go tell the fox, behold, today I will cast out demons and perform cure, and tomorrow I will do likewise. On the third day I will finish. Nevertheless, I must go my way, for it is forbidden that a prophet should perish outside Jerusalem. So Jesus already knew exactly where he would be crucified before even the journey of saving mankind. So how can we see? To see means to perceive. We can see the picture of our football future with God's assistance. Just as Jeremiah was assisted by God in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 to 13. It is possible for someone or anyone to say these are football matters. And what has God got to do with my football career? But that was what Adam thought by declaring independence for himself in Genesis chapter 3. And things became very difficult afterwards. Because if you declare independence for yourself, things will be very, very difficult for you. Remember, before God gave Jeremiah an assignment in Genesis chapter 1, God asked Jeremiah, what do you see? Jeremiah 33:3 says, call unto me, and I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, trust thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 19:21 says, many are the plans in the heart of man, nevertheless only the counsel of God shall stand. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7 says, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, but only a fool despises wisdom and understanding. Seeing with God's assistance is a quicker way of navigating a better career as a footballer. Any other way, rather than going round, you'll be going round in circles and you set yourself in a confusion. The special reason I'm advising you as a footballer to see with God's assistance is because we human beings, we see differently. Because if you want to see the picture of of your football career, apart from the practical aspect of it, because every victory of whatever you can see, victory comes in the realm of the spirit before you actually experience it in the physical. The physical is what you play on the field. What about the spiritual realm? What is your vision? What is your spiritual connotation? What are you able to do in life? Because the spiritual realm is what determines what happens in the physical realm. Because that is why I said people see differently. Jacob, the father of Joseph, he saw Joseph as a good and loyal son of his old age, whom he really loved. But he was trying to make this boy to become a journalist when this boy was supposed to be a prime minister. Joseph's brother saw Joseph as a useless and an ordinary dreamer. That is what they saw Joseph as. They said, who wanted to rule over us as a family. So let's get rid of this boy. So you can see that Joseph's father saw Joseph differently. His brother saw him differently. The Midianite who bought Joseph from his brothers at 20 shekel, they saw Joseph as a very bulky, a mature, a strong boy who can walk very well in the sugarcane plantation. They saw him as this guy has good physique. He is very good. If we sell him as a slave, he's going to do well for his master. Then Potiphar, who bought Joseph from them, he saw Joseph as a young, hard-working, brave slave boy who he could trust all the activities in his house into his hand. And that was what he did. And Potiphar's wife saw Joseph as a boyfriend, a potential boyfriend that they can be having sex together. That's how the woman saw Joseph. This guy is strong. He'll be very good in bed. When my husband is roaming about, he can be helping me out. And the same thing, the prisoners, they saw Joseph as a partner in crime. They thought, well, you are here because you committed a crime. They saw him as a partner in crime. But only God saw Joseph as a prime minister of Egypt. So God saw him. That's why God gave him those two dreams. He had the first dream. He saw stars bowing down for him. He had a second dream where all his brothers' chiefs are bowing down to his own while he was standing. And he told them and they hated him. So God was showing him something. God was transferring an information to him. The same way God can transfer information to you concerning your football career. So because the physical aspect of it, there are so many people that knows how to play football more than you. But because some certain people have actually seen through God's assistance, that is why the Bible said in Jeremiah 33:3, he said, call unto me, and I will answer you. I will show you great and mighty things which you do not know. For the scriptures said it clearly. It said there is a time and season. Everyone has a time and season, so that you will not miss your time and season. This is why we are saying you need to see with God's assistance, because people see differently. You can see that Joseph's father saw differently. Joseph's brother saw Joseph differently. The Midianites saw Joseph differently. The Potiphar himself who bought Joseph saw him differently. The Potiphar's wife saw Joseph differently. The prisoners saw Joseph differently. But it was God who saw Joseph, and he has already given Joseph the information when this boy was 17. The fact that God showed Joseph that really helped Joseph, because Joseph was 17 when he showed him that vision twice, until Joseph was 30 years old, standing in the presence of Pharaoh. That was when Joseph now saw that truly God showed me well. And when you get to the book of Genesis chapter 50 verse 20, the Bible said the brothers were begging. They thought Joseph is going to kill them. But Joseph told them something. He said, you all meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, that it will save many as it is this day. So, beloved, you need to see with God's assistance. It is good for us to see, and you will always see with God's assistance. And thank you so much for what I am telling you. It's just time again. I will be joining you again for the next one, because we are still on C, and that is why I brought this to you. Thank you so much. God bless you all.